Attention, everybody. The podcast you are about to consume is for entertainment purposes only. Welcome to the 1 Hour, One Brain Cell podcast. You know, I don't know what other purpose this show serves other than entertainment, but I feel like I needed to clarify.
Yeah.
No, everybody comes to us to get their news. We're instead of everywhere else, you come to us to get your news on what happened during the week.
We're not informative or educational or self-help or improvement in any way, really. We're just here to drag you all down into the mud with us every week.
Yes, and the good news is, ladies and gentlemen, that we have a full page of notes this week. So good luck trying to get through the episode. Jordan and I were talking before the show that if you are watching us on YouTube, put us on 1.5 speed and you might be done in under an hour. Because we do. We have an entire... Take a screenshot of it and share.
I can't even fit it on my screenshot. I'd have to put it in print preview and then screenshot it. This has never happened before.
No.
Just so we're clear.
We have 3 separate segments planned here. We have our rapid fire segment, we have smorgasbord segment, and then we have Bahrain segment. And we're not getting this done under an hour. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. I am joined by my co-host this week, Jeans Alfredo.
And I am joined, as always, by my good friend and yours, Beans Linguini.
Beans Linguini? Iconic. Mm-hmm. All right, let's dive right in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's dive right in. Let's rapid fire the notes we have here. There's no such thing as rapid fire when it comes to this show.
Yeah,
you and I both know that.
I put that on there more as a hope and a prayer that we could keep it short, but I don't think any of that's gonna happen.
No chance. No chance. Okay, I'm going in order. Okay, first off, we breaking news on the show that Jeans Alfredo has a new TV.
Yeah, breaking news is right. It broke. My old TV broke.
She dead.
She dead. She is sadly deceased. About 12 years old, probably. So maybe about time, but I don't know. I don't know what the normal lifespan of a TV is. But I turned it off at some point this week, and then I turned it back on. And when I turned it back on, it would not recognize anything that was plugged into it. It was like, no signal. Good luck, girl. That's not what it said, but it should have, because it would have been more fun. So I panicked, tried everything, bought another HDMI cable to see if that was the cause. It was not the cause. It was also not the device that was broken. I had to buy a new TV. I could have waited, except this happened 2 days before the Hacks Season 4 premiere, which made me unable to wait because I needed to view this on a large TV. So I gained about 18 inches more of television screen, but I did have to pay a lot for it. And between that and tax day today, I am so broke. It's not even funny. I shouldn't leave my house anymore. I need to lock my wallet in a safe. I can't.
I wish I had your financial responsibility, because I sure as heck don't have it. We'll get to that in a little bit. You sent me a video and you posted it online of you having to carry that big ass TV into your apartment, which I thought was really well done because I'm 6 foot tall. I have long limbs. I feel like my arms are pretty big, and even I have had issues in the past carrying TVs and such or things of that nature. And I have long ass arms. So were you like Inspector Gadget or something carrying this thing up your...
Yeah, Go Gadget arms. It was, I didn't really plan very well because I walked in to order pickup and went to get it, and I didn't bring a cart or anything with me. But the sales associate was able to bring it out and literally just carry it this way. And they're like, do you want a cart or like, do you think you can get it? I'm like, how heavy is it? They're like, it's not very heavy. It really wasn't. It was maybe 15 pounds. Like TVs are made of nothing now. They're made of air and prayers. Um, and as long as I could get my arms around it, we were going to be good. So I like stood there and had the world's most awkward like deadlift while the sales associate was watching me pick this thing up. And I did get it. I managed to get it. And I was like wandering out with it. And I had to cross the inn to go to the outside of the store with the automatic doors. And there was a little boy there like shopping with his family. And he saw me carrying this thing and probably thought it was about 1,000 pounds and looked at me like I was the Hulk, like carrying this thing. I was like, hey, excuse me, I'm so sorry. And he just looked at me with like the widest eyes as I walked by. I'm like, it's not heavy. You don't understand. It's not heavy, I promise. It was fun. Carrying it upstairs was not that fun, but it was either going to be me or the delivery guy. So I thought I might spare him a little
Right.
thing.
My favorite part was you did kick the door to your apartment open.
Gently. Let's disclaimer that in case my apartment complex is watching. The door doesn't shut very tight. So once I unlocked it, it really just, if you blow on it hard enough, it'll open.
Right.
So I just like dink, like took the tip of my shoe and like pushed it open. I was like, that'll be good. We'll make it.
So now that you have a TV, a new TV, much bigger TV, I don't know if we officially announced, but we're on the way to beginning our OHOBC gaming channel. Yes.
We are. Yeah, we've done snippets in the past, but we thought we might formally make it a thing this summer because we have a lot of games to play. And in case you all want to be along for that ride, we're probably going to post some clips over on a second channel or start a Twitch. We haven't figured out the logistics yet, but this is your public announcement that we're going to do something of that sort. So if you'd like to follow along, we are. Before I tell them the wrong handle, I believe we are OHOBC Pod over on Twitch as well because I like to keep things consistent. We are OHOBC Pod over on Twitch as well, but we'll probably post stuff on our socials to let you keep up with us as we get that going.
We will not be playing F125, most of which because I don't have a PlayStation 5, so I can't.
It's only for next gen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything that really impresses me though. I'll be honest. Like so far, all the content has been like, okay, same game, new packaging.
Yes, exactly. So we'll be sticking to F123 for another year. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. That's coming down the pike soon. Next up, Jeans Alfredo, you have a Civic complaint about your apartment complex. You did not tell me what this was beforehand. So
no, I filed a public complaint this week, or I guess last week, with the city through their website, which felt very Parks and Rec to me. I was like, this is going to Ron Swanson in his office somewhere, and he's throwing out this email. But the weather's been so bad lately, and it's been raining so much, and every time it rains a lot and it rains really heavily, the roads get destroyed. I don't know what causes this. I'm not an expert. Maybe somebody who is can tell me, but every time it rains a lot and there's even just a little bit of like standing or running water, everything turns into a pothole in my apartment complex. And I'm like Mario Karting trying to dodge all the potholes. And there's a bunch of speed bumps as well, which you know because you've been here. It's not that fun. I went to leave one morning and I drive over the speed bump at the front of my complex. It's not even my complex. It's like the one in front that's attached to us. I drive over that speed bump and all of a sudden there is an almighty drop at the other side that's like the Tower of Terror itself. Like an elevator cord was cut and you're falling straight from the cables. There was a speed bump the size of an adult deer probably just on the backs or a pothole, excuse me, on the backside of the speed bump. So when you go over the speed bump and you're already like falling and your wheels are going into it, and then gravity just takes you another several feet straight down into the hole, presumably that goes to the center of the earth. and nobody did anything about it. And so we were all just like swerving around to the other side of the speed bump to cross this because you couldn't go there if you were trying to exit on that side. And it was holding up traffic, and I was sick of it. And I saw the light leave a lady's eyes when she went over there going a little too fast one time because I was coming the other way. And I saw her hit this, and I swear to God, her mirror fell down. Her like rearview mirror fell down, and she probably said some really loud curse words. And I think she probably knocked like a side panel off of her car that it was like she was barely hanging on. Like that was going to be her last straw for that day. She hit that pothole so hard. And I went online to the city website and I was like, can you report a pothole? Because I was about 5 seconds away from going to Lowe's and buying a bag of Quickcrete and filling it myself in the middle of the night, like the midnight maintenance worker. And you can file a complaint. There's just no guarantee of how fast they'll be able to get around to it. So I put in the box, car eating pothole, and then submitted the location. And literally this week, as of recording this, like 2 days ago, they just filled it. So we're good. And civic complaining works. But that was horrible for a little bit. It ate some cars. I was so worried I was going to pop a tire or someone else was going to pop a tire.
Yeah.
It was big. And you can't see it. It's completely blind if you're coming from that direction going over it. And so it was like that was going to take somebody out.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not driving there because I tend to take speed bumps faster than I should.
So bottom out action.
I would have destroyed my car. I would have needed a new floor on my car.
Yep. New floor. It's not so easy to replace on a passenger vehicle. Yeah.
It is not. All right. Sabrina Carpenter Fortnite. This was great. This is one of my favorite things this week because the Sabrina Carpenter skin dropped in Fortnite, and this was all over my TikTok and timeline, and it was truly incredible. Like people were throwing like Sabrina Carpenter parties, and they were like, and they would do the little dances and whatnot, and it was great. And I loved it. And the thought of having Sabrina Carpenter, who's the size of like a small animal, like very tiny,
sure.
5 foot tall.
Sure. Yeah.
Just go around and blasting people is iconic. Absolutely iconic. My favorite one is like, there's like, I don't know if it was a mod or what, but like they have Sabrina was on stage. It was... thing. It's like, have you ever tried this one? And they just bust out this large cannon and just.
So good. I love that it's turning Fortnite for the girls at this point. It was like we're slowly ruining every male-dominated sector. That was like Taylor Swift ruined football and ruined the NFL. And now Sabrina Carpenter's ruining Fortnite, and I enjoy that. I kind of want to buy the skin and play, even though I've only played once. But I kind of think it would be fun to just like mercilessly dunk on someone as Sabrina Carpenter and then hit the Juno pose. Like, come on, that's girlhood.
Yes, that was great. I've never played Fortnite. Don't plan ever intend on doing it.
Keep it coming now. Content, keep it coming. We love it.
Yes, please. Happy Record Store Day, everybody. That happened over the weekend. And I am usually not one to partake in it because you have to get there super early in the morning. And for whatever reason, I got a bug in my ass this week. And I texted you a couple days before. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do this or not. Should I do this? Should I wake up early? And you're like, no, I don't think so. They probably will have some, available afterwards online. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. I have to be up early-ish on Saturday mornings anyway. Like I'll usually get up. I have to leave at like 8 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to be up early anyway for work. So I might as well wake up a little bit earlier and go and wait in line for Record Store Day. So I woke my ass up at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. And I drove to the record store. I got there at 6:30. The line was already decently long. I'm terrible at trying to figure out how many people were in line. But this was I don't know if you've been to I think it's a newer, they opened this location more recently. But it's the one on in Central Phoenix, like it's like was it 35th Avenue in Bethany Home? Have you ever been to that one?
Mm-mm. No, I've been to the one in Tempe. I've been to the one in Mesa. I've been to the one in like North Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, never that one.
So yeah, I went to that one, and the line was like wrapped around like a bunch of other businesses that were not open
Hmm.
yet. And then they went like to the back of I think I don't even know what it was. It was the back of another something else. Anyway, so yeah, there was several hundred people in line by the time I got there. Store opened at 7 o'clock. I got inside at about I don't know 7:30 or so, maybe a
Hmm.
little beforehand, and I had essentially two things I wanted, and then another like kind of like okay, well if they have this, I might get them.
Sure.
And so I am proud to announce I went 2 for 2 in the things I was actually after. I have show and tell if you'd like.
There you go.
One of
Do your
which
props.
one of which of course is the Taylor Swift
Fortnite,
Fortnite single.
not to be confused with the game patented by Sabrina Carpenter.
Yes. Still sealed. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I'm not gonna open it. I'm just gonna keep it and I don't know.
What do
See
you
if
mean
it
you're not
makes
gonna open it? You
I'm
gonna
not gonna
sell
open it. I'm
it?
gonna keep it sealed. Probably, eventually, yeah.
Oh, all right.
Why? Do you want it?
No, not really, but
Were
just
you
I think that's funny that like I buy records to play them, not to keep them in the packaging.
I
But
know,
it
no,
probably
dude.
will sell.
Generally, no. Generally, I agree with you. I've opened all of my records, but I don't have any other sealed records except I have another single that I haven't opened yet either.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. But if you want it, Gene, just tell me, and I will.
I don't
I
I
will
don't really
sell it.
want it.
I will.
I
I
was
will
gonna
sell it
offer
to
to bring
you.
you a sleeve if you open it because I have some
Uh.
7-inch sleeves
Oh yeah.
from my
So
JV
I would,
collection.
and you can buy it for the low price of $73.
Ooh,
Just
pass.
kidding.
Thank you.
Just kidding.
Hmm.
I think they're selling. For like $30 online, so it's not too much more. I actually got it for half off too, so I actually bought this for $8. All right.
Wow. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I
you
had
could
like some
you could
extra.
kind of profit on that.
Because I had some points at Zia, and they gave me a half off discount. So have that. Don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's gonna hang in the packaging for a little while.
Hmm.
And then the other one on my list that I
This
got.
thing. That angle of you is really funny. The close up to the camera because it's just like the bottom half of your face.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't
It's
see
funny.
it, so I'm
It was
glad you
good.
enjoyed that.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. That's
The
for all
other
of us
one,
at home, not for Richie. Oh my
yeah.
god, not again.
Oh, the ghost is back.
It
The
likes your
ghost is
birthday,
back.
apparently. Yeah.
I, I think we talked about this last week, but I had that happen to my ceiling fan in my living room for like 6 months
Mhm.
straight, and I was like, I finally got sick of it, and I was like, I just had the maintenance guy come out and fix it, and it's been great ever since. Okay, so my other record I really wanted was medium build, the Marietta EP, limited to like I think it was like 1,200 copies or something, 1,500, somewhere in that. So very rare, and I managed to pick that up as well.
Well done.
Marietta. Yeah, and it's like a little like it's like kind of hard to tell here, but little like almost like creamish color.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a pretty record. That's a great record. We love Mr. Build here on the show.
Mr. Build. So anyway, so this was the last one on the shelf. So I got there, and this was the last one on the shelf, and I'm glad I picked it up. So I don't know. I'm
So
curious how many.
formally, I need to apologize because I almost told you not to go, and you almost didn't go, and then you wouldn't have got it. So
Exactly.
my
Yeah.
fault.
I mean,
I figured you.
there were some like copies online as well, but yeah, save the shipping cost. And then I did pick up one more record because I was like looking for something different that I don't have yet. So I picked up. Last one I picked up is this one. I'm gonna take this out for a second, just
Ooh,
just so
we're
you,
taking it out.
just so you can see the. Anyway, so
The color.
yeah. So here we go. I got this is Judas Priest live in Atlanta from 1982.
Okay.
A little metal record. I don't have a metal record, so I decided to go a little out of the. I was like, you know what? I don't have a metal record yet. I like Judas Priest. They're cool. Listen, I've seen them live before, believe it or not, and they were great.
Right on. Yeah.
And yeah, so it's got this like little slick looking red color.
I like that.
And this was
I
like
think
this
we've
was
talked about this before, but like black records, well, just
they're boring.
standard vinyl is kind of boring. Even clear vinyl is kind of boring. Give us a color, give us a splatter.
Yeah.
We want
so
that.
yeah, that was my record store day haul, and I think I did pretty well. The only one I missed out on that I kind of wanted was a new pressing of George Harrison's "All Things Must Pass." It was like a zoetrope,
Those are
and
cool.
those were like gone. They're gone pretty much everywhere. So I didn't get a chance to get that. But other than that, I think a successful record store day.
Yeah. Congratulations. That was a great pull. Good work.
Yes. My bank account not as happy, but that's okay.
We will recover.
We have another vinyl coming later. By the time y'all see this, I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, both of us have vinyls coming in hopefully the next week or so.
Oh yeah, I think mine is already like it's got a tracking number. It just hasn't started moving yet.
Oh dang!
Because I got a USPS informed delivery that sent me a tracking number, and I was like, I don't know what this is, and then I looked it up, and it says it's media mail, which is usually the vinyl, but it hasn't moved yet. It's just sitting there, and it'll probably ship day of, but we'll have that to show next week, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Next week on the show. Shout out to their new music video, by the way, because that's it's nightmare fuel. It was like a mini horror movie. Have you watched it yet? The bottom of a bottle.
I got your message about why is Elmo there? I was like, oh, this ought to be good.
Yeah, that was in they did they put out a little behind the scenes thing, and that was part of the behind the scenes thing. But yeah, it's it was like watching a nightmare because we have JB wearing an obnoxiously large white hat.
The Hat Man.
Yeah, the Hat Man.
Yeah, go watch the Julian Baker and Torres music videos. They're taking a creative angle we have not seen in a while.
Correct. All right. We have one more piece of rapid fire for you. I'm just gonna play this. I'm just gonna play this TikTok because it will transition nicely into our next topic as well. Oh, stop it! What is? It's making me do a thing.
Is it making you log in or something?
Okay, there we go. Yeah, it made me do a CAPTCHA.
Prove you're not a robot now.
Okay.
What are these 6 unintelligible letters? Tell me quickly.
All right, here we go. So, this is a perfect transition. So, another thing from the internet this week that was ridiculous is the memes regarding Katy Perry's descent into space. Or ascent into space.
Gayle King. Ascent and then descent rapidly.
Into space. Maybe the best... one of the best memes is, of course, here from Megan Stalter, who, of course, plays Kayla on Hacks. So I figured I'd play this. Here we go.
My hair, but this is just the way it is up here. I'm so excited.
How did she have this spacesuit on standby?
Just sat on Mars. Do you think I could touch the sky? Oh! Oh my god! Oh god.
She's got the light on her.
Right now, it's floating away. Oh, gotta grab onto the rope. Get me back. It's really okay. I'm coming back. Oh, I'm so excited that you guys are here.
The strobe light. The strobe light.
Well done. Well done. Meg Stalter MVP.
Yeah. There's my other favorite tweet. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The whole thing was hysterical. I can't believe we were using American taxpayers' dollars to fund that.
Ridiculous. My favorite tweet was the one I think that you put up on your Instagram story. That was
That we're starting 2 separate ones. One is that we're starting a conspiracy, and you all can participate in this too, along with us, but we're starting a conspiracy that the Katy Perry that went to space is not the same one that came back. And we're also, I saw people saying that we should pretend that no one knows who she is when she comes back down. Like they've been up there for an unidentified amount of time. I literally thought they were going to space. I didn't realize this whole thing was like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just like
It was
an
ascent into the upper atmosphere, the very upper atmosphere.
Right, there's like a line that somebody just decided arbitrarily was like, this line is space. Like above it is space. This is the thumbnail this week. And they just hit the, if you follow my head as the parabola here, they just like hit the line and then came right back down. And I'm not convinced that footage was not AI generated because it was weird looking. Did you watch any of it?
I didn't. Absolutely not.
It was such a strange, like bizarrely clear camera angle. And then, but the funniest part was like it was on a live broadcast and they had like a mic or something inside the capsule and you just heard them like giggling and screaming the whole time on the inside, just like it was a roller coaster ride. I was like, y'all are in space. I'm like, what is, they were like the moon and just like yelling in the background. I'm like, that's crazy. I can't believe we sent them up there.
Rich people, we should just start doing that. Just keep sending rich people to outer space, but just have them never return. Like convince a certain someone that that's what they should do, instead of occupy a certain place in Washington D.C. Like, hey, do you want to go to space? Because I'm. Yeah. And then he'll be like, absolutely. And then you just convince him and then he just never comes back.
They just don't come back.
Great.
Yeah.
The CIA or FBI just heard that and they're like, get him.
I don't think
I don't know. Who am I talking about? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who am I talking about? You'll never know. Yeah. You'll never know.
That personal information is redacted. It's unidentifiable. We're good.
All right. Speaking of hacks, Season 4 debuted last week.
Great
yeah, exactly. I see. It's like I'm a professional, transition. Mm-hmm. Where do you want to start with Hacks Season 4? I put some bullet points in there. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we want to go into the spoilers or not. I mean, there's not really much to spoil, I guess, but like, where do you want to start?
Let me look at your bullet points, but I just want to start by saying, if you're not already watching this masterpiece of a show, get on it. Like, what are you waiting for? It's past time, and this is the best thing on television at the moment. Yeah, I don't think any of this is really a spoiler. I think we should just go for it. Let's just go for it. Let's sell out here. Yeah. And if you want an in-depth breakdown of episodes 1 and 2, and I think they're doing the whole season, they do have like a formal Hacks podcast that they have the creators and the writers and some of the cast on. And I listened to that this week, and it was kind of cool to hear them like formally break down and do an analysis on all the thought process and the setup and the staging that went into creating this part of the show. But we're firing right out the gate. We start right where season 3 left off. There's no gap, no time jump. It's like, here you go. You can't get away from this thing.
I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm so glad that both of us like started this show like right before the new season, because that way we were able to jump right in, as opposed to other people who had to wait like a full year, which is just torture.
Yeah.
I was like, I said the same thing about Severance too. Like I finished season 2 and I was like, God damn it. Now I got to wait 2 years for more.
Yeah.
But
I just got to that part and I was like, not to derail us back on Severance, but I was like, oh man, I can see why this was a miserable wait to find out what happens with the way that season 1 ended. I'm like, oh, I would have been so unhappy about that.
Yes. Yeah. As part of that crew that was on Severance early while season 1 was airing. Yeah. I'm glad that you were able to go straight from season 1 to season 2. Anyway, back to Hacks. We are of course both starting the Hannah Emmybinder campaign.
We're spearheading that. You guys can jump on. We'll make a hashtag and we'll go probably like picket line outside of the Do they have Emmy voters offices, or do they like mail those to people?
I think they just mail them out.
We'll just pick it outside the Emmy Awards. How about that?
Yes.
Just in case. Yeah.
Let me see. I'm looking up the odds because we have odds here.
Oh yeah, I do think the first odds came out. Which is crazy.
Let's
Like
see.
this is a thing that we're not sports betting on this, but there's odds for Emmy winners. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
like
boy.
you look at the list for supporting actress, and it is literally just like a murderer's freaking row. Like it's just not fair. How many great all of the women in this category are just like ridiculously deserving. So we have Janelle James from Abbott Elementary. I believe she's Ava. I think that's Ava. It's Ava season.
Janelle
Ava
James.
season.
Yes, that is Ava.
Principal Ava is great.
Principal Ava.
I haven't yet. I have yet to catch up on the new season, but like I love Abbott. Catherine O'Hara from the studio, Cheryl Lee Ralph from Abbott Elementary, Jessica Williams from Shrinking, Liza Colon Zayas, who was the winner last year, and then number one in the current odds is Hannah Emmybinder at 31-10, which is like 3-1 basically.
Yeah. I mean, so far very strong. And I think the early reviews of this season were saying it's like one of her best seasons. I will be honest with you, I don't it's such a funny turn for her character to be like, quote, evil Ava this season, because it doesn't feel like she was ever going that direction. I still don't think it's not all malice. She's just angry. She's just angry at Deborah because she feels used and slighted. Like, she's not truly evil. We haven't veered down that path. Come on.
No, not quite. That's what I love about this show. Really, is yes, it's funny, but what makes this show so good is that like the drama elements to it work so well. Like the writing on this show is terrific. So yes, it's funny, but there's so many like extra little pieces and layers behind these characters and their motivations. And season 4, I think, is the perfect example because like we're seeing that like perfect kind of mirror image between Ava and Deborah this season, which is really exciting. And then we get a coyote randomly thrown in there too. So
Arizona Coyotes reference. Yeah, it was like I like that. And the Hacks podcast was talking about that is like it feels like the confrontation and the sparring from both of them this season is like one, like you mentioned, more level and like even playing field than it's ever been. But it's also like Ava's anger is truly just anger and coming from like a less experienced place. And Deborah's is like anger sort of coming from fear. It's like, yes, I've been through this and I've been slighted and pushed aside and not given credit before, but I'm also afraid because now it feels like I've sunk everything into this late night show. And if it doesn't work, I will have lost everything for it. And so the stakes are sort of high for both of them. But it's episodes 1 and 2 were incredible. I was going to say seasons 1 and 2. I'm like, those are incredible too. You should watch it.
We were both panicked there for a minute because they dropped episodes 1 and 2, or were supposed to drop episodes 1 and 2 at the same time. Jeans Alfredo and I finished. I'm going to keep that bit going, and I don't care. Okay, so go back to the beginning of the podcast.
Smart. Yeah, you're welcome.
Anyway, we both finished. Spit take.
Nope, I got it. It's still in there. It's freezing cold coffee at this point, just in case anyone is wondering.
I mean, the way it should be, to be honest. But so we began the show at the exact same time. Like we were trying to time this out and figure this out because the last time we did this, where Jordan and I watched the show at the same time, was the Agatha All Alone finale, and we did not time out at what point in the show we were. So both of us were watching the finale at the same time, having no idea where we were in the episode. So both of us were very scared to text each other because we didn't want to spoil anything. And then we get to the end and then we finally were like, okay, then we can talk about this. So we were able to figure out that we timed it out so that way we were actually watching at the exact same time this week.
We planned
so we
it
did
better
not spoil what was going. Yes.
Yeah.
But then, so after we finished episode 1, we watched the little behind the scenes thing afterwards. We're like, okay, we can go right into episode 2. Only problem was HBO did not have episode 2 up right away, and panicking the entire fandom of the show. I'm like, where's episode 2?
I mean,
Where is it?
I think we were told that it was going to be a 2-episode drop, but I don't remember reading that formally confirmation from the show or from HBO or something. So at some point we started believing that we had been gaslit into thinking there was a second episode, and there was no second episode. And it was I think it was the first one dropped at 9 Eastern, and then the second one was supposed to drop at 9:30 Eastern so that you could roll straight into it. And it just didn't come out. And so I performed, well, first of all, we were stressed because the way that episode 1 ended, I was like, I'm not going to be able to sleep soundly tonight with that knowledge. I performed what I like to call not a seance. Thank you very much. What I like to call the watched pot protocol, which is a watched pot never boils. So if I simply walk away and pretend that it doesn't exist, stop doing that. If I pretend that it doesn't exist, my light is flickering for the audio listeners. I'm not yelling at you. You guys are great. If I walk away and pretend it doesn't exist, it'll come out faster. So I did. I walked away and went to go get
turn the light. Just turn the light off at this point.
Then I'm gonna get real dark. All right, spooky season over here.
No, see, that's fine. Yeah, just turn it off. There we go.
Yeah, I have a little white cast ethereal glow about me now. And sure enough, when I walked away and you texted me, you're like, episode 2 is up, and I finished what I was doing and ran back to my couch. It worked out. And the ending of episode 2 is much better because we were both able to then sleep soundly after that with the place that we achieved.
Yes. And yeah, so there was some panic that set in there for a bit, and so the episode dropped both episodes dropped past your bedtime. So thank you for staying up late to watch.
Oh, on Hacks Thursday, girl, there is no bedtime. Hacks Thursday has no bedtime. Staying awake.
Time doesn't exist on Hacks Thursday.
Hacks Thursday is that is time. Yeah.
So we can roll through some of the bits and bobs that happened. I put some bullet points in here to remind myself of what happened because my memory is terrible. And so you can feel free to add anything I missed. Okay, so my first bullet point is Kayla's new assistant, played ridiculously hilariously by Robbie Hoffman.
Randy.
You know how much I love Kayla and Jimmy's dynamic on the show. Legit one of my favorite things on the show. And then Kayla gets her own Kayla, and it's just perfect. It's so good.
Yeah, we've added the third stooge. That's it makes the wheel go round. This is going to be hysterical. I'm so excited to see how that trio plays out because they all just feed off of each other. It's going to be great.
Yeah, so
Robbie Hoffman is awesome,
that was yes. My next bullet point is the Deborah tries to get back at Ava and makes her take a piss test. So
a drug test.
My bullet point.
Unanimous. Oh my goodness gracious! I just drank a cup of coffee and I still can't speak. The anonymous, thank you, English language, tip about the drug test. And these two security officers pull up and they're like, "We received an anonymous tip that you might be on an illegal substance." And she's just peed, of course, because very Ava and very real world about every time you have to do that is you've just peed. Regardless, you will always have just gone to the bathroom and have nothing left in the tank. It's like, do you want the water or the monster? She's like, the monster. I'll let you lead. I'll let you finish. On your point.
I think this is legit the hardest I laughed between both episodes, honestly. Which is Ava does her thing, whatever. They knock on the door and said, "Are you done?" And she startles herself and spills this cup of pee all over herself. And then they just roll another monster can under the door.
Yeah, they crack open the door a little bit, and it's like a rolled grenade. Like it's gonna explode at some point. They just like push it, and it perfectly rolls right into frame. I want to know how many times they had to do that take. Probably one. I feel like a full can of like energy drink would just roll in a straight line. But you never know. I don't know. Maybe that props department. What do you guys think?
Okay, where the hell? I'm looking for this stupid. Where the hell is it? Okay, no, that's too far. Gotta scroll back. Because yeah, hang on. Where the hell is it? Son of a bitch. Oh, here we go. Okay, where'd it go? Oh, I thought. Okay, never mind. I was. There's another text we can talk about in a second, but you just text me in all caps, rolling in another monster like a grenade.
That was my first impression of that. It was like that was how you would sneakily roll, like you would pull the pin and sneakily roll a grenade in like under the door in an action movie. It would look just like that, or like one of those smoke bombs that would go off and just fill the room.
Yeah.
Like that's a Batman trap that we're rolling in right now. Very funny, very physical comedy.
Yes. So that happened. We also got multiple uses of the C word. Again,
not in London. Yeah. Kayla, you know I don't like that word when we're not in London. And we also got our new SBCC playlist title, which is one of Richie's favorite catchphrases this week.
Yes, be gone.
Be gone. That's very that's all like Miranda Priestley. Be gone.
Yes. What else? Oh, we got a new character named CC Homo. What's real?
Spell that. Yep, real person.
Austin Powers parody name is what I said. So we got CC Homo. Episode 1 ended on a bummer. We were both like, "What the hell? Please don't end it like that." Hacks team. Then they dropped episode 2, and episode 2 got much better. Ending, of course, on the now infamous, with maybe one of Ava's best looks in the history of mankind.
Yeah, the Adam Sandler fit.
Which I think this is actually the text I thought I was looking.
You would unironically be caught in real life.
I can see that 100%. Okay, hang on 1 second. Here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. Both of us texting in all caps and 4 straight text messages in a row. All caps. Iconic Ava look elite. Because I spelled that wrong and never fixed it. I spelled it ALEET.
I absolutely
and then you said, "Oh my god, this look," and then in all caps, "No effing way," running up the escalator. And then I texted back, "Why is she going backwards?"
She was running up the down escalator. This is physical comedy, folks. Look no further.
Elite. Perfect way to end the episode. So
Elite,
great,
yep.
great. Episodes 1 and 2 premiere for Hacks. Episode 3 is dropping on Thursday. So episode 3 would be out by the time you see this, but we'll recap that on next week's show. So
We have a new. It looks like we have a new running segment, which is good for the people, and the segment that my mom can skip
yes,
because she's not caught up yet.
not caught up. Yep. Spoiler alert.
Well,
Spoiler alert.
I'll
God,
tag
we
it.
still
I
have
always
so
tag
much more to get to, and we're at 40. And we get to 40. We're at 45 minutes, and we still have like
Breathe.
an hour left of stuff to
Breathe.
talk
Dang
about.
it, we're good. We already knew this was gonna be over an hour. There's no pressure.
Yeah. All right. Next segment.
What is our?
This.
Oh, yes. I would like you, if you remember, to tell the people what you christened this wonderful look. Because I didn't make the connection, but you did. This piano made of bones. Do you remember?
What did I? No, I don't. What did I say?
Called it skeleton.
I told you,
keys, and it was really excellent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I need you to give
Yeah,
yourself a round of applause for that. That was well done, spur of the moment. Let's talk about Gagachella.
Yes, please talk about Gagachella. Because you were texting me when you were watching like the morning after. Because I think she went on at like 11 o'clock at night Pacific time.
Yeah,
which is
it was not 11
insane.
my time. It was 11 your time, which is
Yeah.
bonkers. And all of those people at Coachella had just been. You and I love a music festival. I don't know if there's an artist on this planet that could make me want to go stand in the desert for 3 days in Indio, California. I just don't think that would be my cup of tea to go wade in the dirt and the people for that long. Yeah, so she came on late my time, so I watched it the morning after. This was and critically rated as well, like not just our opinion, but one of the best Coachella sets of all time. Most artists are not doing it like this for 2 weekends, right? Gaga comes in and she's built, and this is always very much her MO, but she's built this stage and this world and structured this set list into 3 acts, and created an incredible environment and story and narrative to follow throughout that like travels this new album Mayhem, and then also kind of like her own musical eras as well, not to steal that term from Taylor Swift, but it was incredible. She is I'm not going to say she's back because she never left for those of us that have like always been there, but she's hot right now. I will also say, and this is not a flex because I got tickets, like let's put that aside, but for people that did, I am very glad that the pre-sale for Mayhem Ball happened before this set, because what was already a massive demand would have been impossible and astronomical after Coachella, because it was bringing in so many new people that were like, oh my goodness, like that's a performer, like I want to go see that. And the sale already happened, so tough luck those of you who weren't already in on Gaga. But if you haven't watched it and you want to watch it, or you have any interest whatsoever, you should. She was incredible. The vocals and the choreography and the performance and the staging and everything you could want. And we did an entire dance with anatomical skeletons. So perfect, really. No notes, nothing else to say.
I'm glad you mentioned that because there it is.
Yes, there we go. For Zombie Boy, this was unexpected but wonderful. And there was a moment at the end where they were all like exiting the stage, and all of the backup dancers and were like swinging the skeletons around, and you could just see them silhouetted. And there were like plastic limbs flying everywhere. It was like, whoa. This is an interesting creative choice, but I love it. It's camp, but it was beautiful.
I texted you on Saturday night, long after you gone night night, but I texted you a pic. I took a screenshot and I said I was doing homework for the podcast,
Hmm.
and then I updated you a little bit later and I said, texting from Act Two, canceled Coachella because nobody can top this performance.
Hmm. I would
So I'm
agree.
excited.
There are a few,
I didn't get a chance to watch the whole set. So when she comes back on this week, I'll check out the rest of the set. But yeah, I don't know how you can top that for sure.
her opening 4 songs, like from the jump, we knew we were in for something special. She's like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this whole new set, and it's gonna be fully immersive, and it's gonna tell a story throughout the whole thing." And they're like, "Okay, great. What song from Mayhem do you want to play first?" She's like, "Well, actually, I was thinking I would start with Bloody Mary, and then go into Abracadabra, and then seamlessly turn it into Judas, and then turn that into Shiza from the Born This Way album. And we're just gonna play everything that's a banger, essentially." Um, I would like Justice for Love Drug, maybe on a version 2 of this set. We did not get that song. That is one of my favorites off of Mayhem. But as long as we get it at the Mayhem Ball, I will be content. So a
Yeah.
plea to Mother Monster out there. Please include it. Please.
Were we able to confirm that was actually Lady Gaga at In-N-Out Burger after the set?
I was gonna say yes, but then I saw this video of a Brazilian influencer who is like a lookalike
Yeah.
for Lady Gaga, and she was in the crowd wearing a shirt that says "I am not Lady Gaga." It's a very eerie resemblance, whether that's
Yeah.
natural or like cosmetically augmented, for lack of a better word, but eerily similar resemblance. And I was gonna say yes, that was Gaga at In-N-Out because she has taste. She's a lady of taste. She knows what's good.
There was also a rather large man standing on to her right that looked to be a bodyguard.
Right, and that's the thing that pushes me toward yes, is like this was very clearly monitored, but I just don't know. I can't say with certainty. But Lady Gaga, if you hear this, I would love to catch up over a double double and a fry with you someday at an In-N-Out burger. That would be awesome. That would be so awesome.
Yeah. I do wonder what her order was. Somebody should find that out or ask at some point.
Yeah.
What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I have a quick complaint.
Okay.
Not about Lady
Complain.
Gaga, but Coachella in general.
Yeah.
So Charlie XCX she performed on Friday or Saturday, whatever. I don't know. Saturday. And she was not the headliner. Green Day was the headliner.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid light. And
Oh, we were good. I thought we were chill. Thought we were friends. Not friends.
I saw people complaining on the internet that Green Day was the headliner and not Charlie. And I would like to say to those people, get a life. Not true. No.
Wrong.
Mm-hmm. Green Day is one of the biggest punk bands of the last 30 years. Their live performance is truly one of the best out there, having seen them multiple times. And I've seen them at a festival too, and they were great. But Green Day 100% over Charlie all day, every day. So somebody gave Charlie a thing that said should have been the headliner.
Yeah, it was like a little
Too
like
bad,
one of those
so sad.
stashes, and it was like Miss should have been the headliner. I'm like,
yeah,
it's possible. Like in today's climate, like arguably among the demographic of people that go to an event like Coachella, sure, like Charlie is probably gonna have a more age targeted audience there, but just the longevity and the staying power of a band like Green Day, like I was listening to Green Day when I was far too young to be listening to American Idiot and being like, "Fight the man." I'm like, "You're 10, you don't know." But just I don't know. Talk to me in 10 years, Charlie, when you get, a couple more critically acclaimed darling albums. Like Brat was great, but there's your one, right? There's one to start with. Now let's compound on that. And once you have certifiably years of critical success in whatever genre she decides to be in or stay in, then we'll talk. Or, headline next year, year after, or something, depending on who's available. Because sometimes some of these big artists don't come, they don't play, they're not available, whatever.
Yeah. It was fun that Charlie did bring out Lorde and Billie Eilish and Troye Sivan. That was cool.
Mm-hmm. That was cool. It was like the Brat Avengers.
the Brat
International Avengers. You had one from every country. You're like, yep.
All right, let's move on. I have some video evidence here because I want to play this so y'all could see it if we haven't already. Okay, here we go. There it is. Let me come over this way. Share screen. Okay.
Narrating thought process.
Yes. That's like it's like an inner monologue. Okay, so this is a news report from somewhere. Yep. From somewhere. I don't know where it is, but we're gonna play it anyway. There she is. There's the lady. All right, lady. Tell us
what a haircut.
A trashy trend is going viral in movie theaters during the screenings of the Minecraft movie. This is a new video from a movie theater in Irvine. Moviegoers can be seen shouting and throwing popcorn and drinks after the appearance of the baby zombie riding a chicken. It's a well-known and rare event in the Minecraft video game, and the trend is now happening during the movie screenings. Many theaters are now warning that the behavior will not be tolerated and that kids could be kicked out for participating.
As a former movie theater employee, I would like your take on this.
I would love to give you something eloquent and well thought out and PR trained about this. I was so busy focusing on that lady's haircut at the beginning of the clip that I missed a good chunk of the preparation time to tell you my thoughts on this. I'm recovering from that. That was crazy. I'll tell you a horror story about as a former movie theater employee. We used to hate kids movies, and the period of time where I worked there, I think Incredibles 2 had just come out, and there was like Hotel Transylvania, and there was maybe Deadpool 2. I think Deadpool 2 was my first weekend, but it was definitely Incredibles 2 that was my personal nightmare because I was the only usher on staff that day, and those are the folks that, sweep up the popcorn and make sure that the theaters are all nice and tidy, and we deal with the trash bins like in and around the theaters. We're the reason that you should not see popcorn on the floor. There was one day that it was Incredibles 2 weekend, probably like a Friday or Saturday night, and I was the only scheduled usher on staff, which is crazy. And I was the night shift, and whoever had done the morning had decided to just go ahead and clock out and not do any of the closing responsibilities. So every single trash bin was full, and then we flooded in 1,000,000,001 families and their kids that are all buying popcorn, soda, candy, pretzels, like whatever the movie theater has to offer, and not only throwing them all over the ground, probably on accident, but throwing them all over was not malicious like this was, but stuff was all over the ground, and then there was nowhere to put it because all the trash bins were full, so it was stacked like the Leaning Tower of Pisa atop the trash bins in multiple theaters. I was already behind schedule. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to get all this done. I'm on the radio calling for like a supervisor or backup just to help, just to get a second set of hands on all of this. And we still were fighting for our lives all night. And it was like one of the most physically demanding shifts I've ever had. And to top it all off, at that point, our trash compactor was broken. So we had to take all of the large bags out to like a portable dumpster that they had rented out back of the theater and like throw them away. And those are like 50-gallon black trash bags. So they can get pretty heavy when they're completely full, which they were full and a half. And I remember walking one out there and just trying to get it like up over the edge of the dumpster, because it was one of those big tall ones that have the little ladders up to it, and trying to get it over the edge. And I caught the edge of the trash bag on the corner of the dumpster, and it ripped open and spilled everything that was inside all over me. And I nearly cried and nearly quit. Both of those things together, because you don't know what that is, right? You have no idea what substance is concocted in the bottom of a trash bag in a movie theater. It's icy. It could be alcohol. It could be popcorn. It could be literally whatever. I'm like, it's probably better that I don't know the answer to that. And when I must have shown it on my face, because I remember walking back in from outside, and one of our like admin staff, so not like supervisors, but like the theater manager, saw me and saw what I looked like and saw that I was about ready to break down in tears and was like, are you okay? Like, do you need a new shirt? Like, was like, I can't do this, because I can't walk around with this thing on all day. So I had to get a new shirt, and I went home and I nearly quit. And to be theater staff that are probably minimum wage paid, to sit and just see people destroy a theater like this because of, I don't know, meme culture. Like, this is not, I feel like this isn't boomer behavior of me, but just the lack of respect for a public space in the name of doing something funny for the internet is so not worth it. And it's disrespectful to the people that work there. And I'm glad that they're cracking down on this, but like, what are you going to do if some 14-year-old boy decides to throw his large popcorn? And that happened here too. I was talking to some people that I work with that went to go see the movie and was like, oh, this will be funny. Like, no one's expecting this to be a good movie. We're going to laugh at how terrible it is. And they said the same thing was happening here. Like, there were people behind them like throwing popcorn onto them, and it just totally ruins the experience for everybody. So don't do that. I don't know. The memification of this for internet clout is crazy to me, that we let it get this far.
It's stupid.
Please be respectful. And please, if you have children of that age or friends of that age, tell them to be respectful. Dang it.
This is something I don't know about you, but it's something that I learned when I was much, much younger as a kid, that my parents told me. I was like, respect other people's property, respect, public property, and don't go destroying stuff. And the erosion of that I've seen over the last 10 years. Like, I still complain about this to my mom all the time. I'm like, people just don't, if it's not theirs, people do not respect it. Everywhere.
Somebody brought a live chicken.
These people.
Can we talk about how crazy that is that someone brought a live chicken?
Yeah.
Poultry, a farm animal. You brought a live chicken to the screening of a Minecraft movie and you just let it like go. Mm-hmm. That's the reason we couldn't have senior pranks in my high school, because somebody brought a bunch of chickens onto the football field and let them go, and then they stopped allowing senior pranks.
Iconic.
That's or maybe great. It was the year
that's
that
actually really funny.
super glued a bunch of pennies to all the locks. That happened too, apparently. I wasn't around for that, but that's property damage. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
For perfect example of this is my apartment is right next to the pool, and I cannot tell you now, especially that we're in the summer, I'm probably going to get an email every week from building management. It's like, please stop bringing glass into the pool area because we have to shut it down and clean it completely. I'm like, every week it's about this. Mm-hmm. And every time I read it, I'm just like, you idiots, will you please grow up?
Mm-hmm. Like,
theater culture is the same way.
I'm like, it's very OSHA of us, but like, the reason we have the rules is because something happened that decided this rule was necessary. So
Right.
please just respect that. I feel that I said it best in our show document that says that just the bullet point of this is called "Boomer complaining about the public content of the youths," in parentheses, the Minecraft movie.
Yeah, I say this too. Theater culture in general, before COVID, I feel like was perfectly okay.
Mm-hmm.
But like post COVID, it's literally just like it's almost intolerable a lot of times, depending on what movie you go see. And so that's why people don't go to the movies anymore. It's why like I only go for certain movies, whatever. I'm actually going to go see a movie this week that I'm excited to go see. Actually, by the time you see this, I will have already seen it because I'm seeing it on Thursday.
Log it on Letterboxd.
It will be on Letterboxd. I'm going to go see Sinners, the new Ryan Coogler movie.
Okay.
In
Haley Steinfeld
IMAX
movie.
70 millimeter.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
format.
Because it was shot. It's the only movie this year that was shot in IMAX on IMAX film. And so there's only like, you'd say with Interstellar was the same way. There's only like 10 theaters in the entire country that are going to show it in 70 millimeter IMAX. So I'm going to go check that out on Thursday. I'm going to go see it at Thursday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
There
to try and
shouldn't
save
be
some
any
money.
children there. You'll be good.
Yeah. It's
That's
an
it.
R-rated
Like,
movie. So
the kids are in school. Don't go to that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited for that. But you know what's crazy is like, I don't know how much you know about the movie, but I could not convince any of my friends to go see it with me. They were all like,
Really?
I was like, if you guys don't want to go see it, I'll just go see it by myself and I'll tell you if it's any good. So everybody's like that. Like, all right, fine. Let's go see it by myself. I'll tell you that it's great. And you'd be like, damn, should have gone. Right. You know what? Sorry.
Yeah,
You missed your chance.
I bought my
The reviews are great. It's still
Thunderbolts, so that should be fun too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's coming in a couple weeks. I'm excited for that. But yeah, anyway, I don't think what the hell was I talking about? I have no idea.
It looks great. The cast looks great. What's not to like?
Yeah, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes still.
I don't know. What's the runtime? Maybe it's like, is that putting people off? But it is 2 hours and 17 minutes. That's so digestible. That's no 3-hour movie. Just go sit down and have a fun time. And buy your popcorn and keep it in the bucket. Please.
Don't buy or like me, don't buy popcorn or any soda and just raw dog the movie.
Yeah, don't support your local theater at all by buying any of the items that go directly to the theater's profit. Just buy the box office ticket that goes to the corporations.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Yep. Got him.
I'm supporting the movie industry. Okay.
Okay.
Movies are important.
Okay, the studio.
When the Kool-Aid movie comes out, I'm gonna go see the Kool-Aid movie.
Right. Yeah, I think didn't we talk about this last week? But they're making a Hershey's movie like in real life.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Like, oh gosh, that's gonna be the Minecraft movie. Except people are gonna be throwing Hershey's Kisses like nukes. Yeah. Don't sit in the front row. You need to sit in the back so nobody pelts you with a half melted Hershey's Kiss. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Correct. All right. We got one more thing to talk about here, which is Bahrain. Let's talk about Bahrain. I have several bullet points if we can just kind of roll through them fairly quickly so we can get out of here. Oscar Piastri won the race. George Russell, P2. Lando Norris, P3. P4 was Charles Leclerc. P5 was Lewis. P6 was Max. P7 was Gasly. I'm trying to remember this all off the top of my head, which is pretty great. P8 was Ocon. Mm-hmm. P9 was Yuki, and P10 was Oliver Bearman. 50% bear, 50% man. There you go. That was your top 10. I actually remembered that. That's a goddamn miracle.
There you go. That was well done. was very well done. A couple of notable things there is double Hossie points, double Hossie in bio. So well done. And mega drive by Ollie, by the way. Both of the Haas drivers, Esteban I think went from 14th to 10th, and Ollie went from last to 10th, which is crazy. They had the strategy right, and the car looked good. It doesn't have very many high speed corners, so I think that played to their strengths there. And they tested the car around that circuit a bunch, in the off season or in the preseason. George Russell, we talked about this last week, but he seems to just do nothing and finish on the podium. This week he was fighting for his eternal soul in that Mercedes. That was insane.
Yeah, he had a broken car for like the last 15 laps of the race. His dash apparently went out, so he couldn't see which gears he was in. His transponder was going on and off. So you look at the track map, and George was like in another entire city entirely. So they had to shut down the timing on scoring while we were watching the broadcast.
Which is awful, by the way, for a international broadcast that you had to shut down the live timings. Like, we had it because we pay for the tracking and timing, so you could just go on that screen and see what was happening. But
yeah,
kudos to George, because he had there was no camera. You couldn't watch his onboard. There was no camera. He had no dash, so then he had no gears, like you said, and no DRS, or no awareness of like whether it was active or sort of, I don't know if it pings you where the line is or anything like that, but his race engineer had to be on there telling him when to push DRS manually, and when you were within a second of the car in front, which he never was, but like just in general. It also backfired because no one else had George's transponder, so the cars behind him couldn't tell when they were within 1 second of George either. So the cars behind him had to be told when they could activate DRS, when they were close enough or when they weren't. George got tagged for using it accidentally one time. He went to go press his team radio and he accidentally pushed the DRS button. But they said no penalty, no infringement, based on the circumstances. It is what it is. You're driving a car at 230 kilometers an hour, throwing it into a turn, and you accidentally push the wrong button. Come on, cut the guy a little slack. So mega drive from him. Let's talk about Lando Norris, CEO of shooting himself in the foot and ruining his own race. He usually bottles from pole.
Yeah, he bottled a qualifying this time and had to start in P6, despite having a G-Dang rocket ship underneath him. But according to him, it's not the car, or what? Yeah,
oh, no.
It's not the car,
no.
It's the car. The car wins the championship, it's not the driver. Anyway, yeah. So he started P6 in qualifying, and then he gets up on the grid and he pulls a Bianca Bustamante and goes over his grid box and immediately gets a penalty.
Yeah, Max was watching from directly next to him. That is sort of unfortunate because I'm not sure anybody else would have caught that.
Right.
But Inspector Max over there in P7 was looking directly at Lando, and Lando's car went right over the line, and Max immediately gets on his radio button. He's like, Lando's over the box. It's like, yep, yes he was. And it was a 5-second penalty, which to literally anybody else that's not driving a NASA engineered rocket ship would have been a real detriment to the race. However, because of the way that McLaren is, it did nothing, and he finished P3.
Right.
So thanks,
right.
FIA, for that.
I will say we criticized Lando a lot on the show. That was a pretty good drive by him. Other than the penalty, he was recovering and being able to even get the podium from starting P6, and then getting the penalty, and then getting track limits, and then having an overtake that he had to give back a spot to Lewis. Getting a podium and nearly a P2 out of that race was very necessary for him to do, to continue to keep his points lead. over his teammate by all of
in
3
that
points.
race, whoever was able to give an okay strategy, so not Ferrari, also not Red Bull. Mercedes almost had a no because they put George on soft tires for 26 laps, which were chewing gum by the end of the race, on top of all the problems that he had. The cars that were able to manage the tires, which this McLaren has done all season long, I'm not convinced there's not something fishy happening with that, because it seems like they have zero tire deg and they warm up and get in the window so quickly compared to everybody else. I'm like, I don't know whether they have more brake ducts or what's happening, but like something with the spec of that car is very friendly on tires. And with this circuit, they just weren't struggling like the other teams were. When almost everybody else went on the hard tire, they struggled. And the medium and the soft were okay, but of course you use them all in qualifying. So, you know, what do you have left? But yeah, that car is a rocket ship. And credit to Oscar, because he and also I think Andrea Stella said this, but both of them were like, this is a great car. Thanks for the car. Thanks for the setup. Lando and Zach Brown, which right, that pairing, are like, well, you know, we're not really happy with the car. There's something not great with the car. And you know, we could have done better. And if I'm at the factory and I'm hearing half of the team saying that this rocket ship that we've created is no good, I'm going to give you a lifeboat, a Coast Guard lifeboat with a 4-stroke motor on the back of it, and say, well, if you wanted something different, here you go. Please drive it.
Yeah, I think we called it before the season when we were saying that if they are not careful, they're going to have a Ferrari or a McLaren, you know, Lewis and Fernando situation, and you know, and a Mercedes situation where they let, you know, where it's madness happens, and then you let somebody else slip in and win the championship, et cetera, et cetera. So if they're not careful, and it's pretty clear that Lando is like their number one driver, even though Oscar is putting together the better drives this season in qualifying and during the race, and was like one lucky little spin away from being the championship leader right now after what happened in Australia.
Yeah,
so,
he should have won Australia. He had a little moment, but yeah.
So yeah, we're going to Jeddah. We'll see how that goes. If Oscar outqualifies Lando again, then that team's going to have like a panic set in about what to do. And they're going to have to make a decision real quick. And if they do not immediately pivot and say, okay, Oscar's our number one driver from there on out, they're in trouble. They're in trouble over at McLaren, even though because like here, the crazy thing is too, is like George isn't too far away either. Like we were just saying, like he's really done nothing all season long. He just kind of like just
but
been there.
He could be the guy that sneaks into that void that's going to be left by that power struggle over there at McLaren, or it could be Leclerc. It could be, you know, somebody, right, that's running in those.
No, stop. No, it's not going to be Leclerc, and it's not going to be Ferrari. Be real.
I don't know. The floor looks better this weekend.
Yeah. They actually, you know, Lewis had a nice drive coming from he started P9, I think, and drove up to P5.
9 to 5th. All right, come on, let's not be
Leclerc had
Debbie right now.
Leclerc was fun to watch defending Lando. That was fun.
My team's pit stops are bad, and the car is trash. But Yuki did great. Max did great. I would personally give Max Verstappen a raise for not just after qualifying, not just parking that car in the middle of the circuit and walking off. The fact that he drove it and drove it all 57 laps or whatever and made it is admirable. And Yuki scored points, which is, I think, the first time since 2024 that both Red Bulls have been in the points. It was only like 2 points, but, you know, well done to him. That was a difficult weekend and a difficult circuit for a lot of people. We'll see going forward. It's Jeddah this weekend, so I don't have high hopes because that is it's a high speed corner circuit, and I could see McLaren winning that. think I texted you. Just based on historical history and current performance, that car does real
Right.
well in high speed and in nighttime conditions. So we'll see.
I mean, Max did great. Did great in the two high speed tracks that we've had. Australia did well there. Put together a good drive. Granted, that was in the wet, obviously, and then he obviously won Japan. So like,
In Suzuka,
he's been able to put that car in places it really shouldn't be on these higher speed tracks. Won the street course in Australia and the high speed track in Japan. So, not all hope is lost. You never know.
I need it to fast forward to, I think it's China or maybe Spain, when we're cracking down on the flex wings and the mini DRS and see how
Yeah, we
things
still got 5 races to go before we get there, which feels like a long time from now. It is.
Oh God.
But
I want to make it.
but yeah, there were rumors out there that Max's agent was going after Helmut Marko, I believe. They were getting into it after the race, and like things just seem to be derailing really, really quickly over there at Red Bull. And
It's
that's
been
not great. And there was I saw
for a
some
minute.
it's over a year really, and a couple guys that left, key players left and moved to other places. I think I think both of them went to Aston actually, who suck this year, who are bad.
Yeah,
Like actually
Aston
bad.
18th and 19th. Lance Stroll is just driving in paid circles. Yeah.
Somehow still 7th in the constructors, just barely ahead of V-Carb, Alpine, and Sauber. But anyway, yeah. So there are rumors that Max has like a performance clause in his contract where like if they drop below 3rd in the constructors, he can opt out of his contract and go elsewhere. So we'll see how that plays out the rest of the season.
I don't see him doing that.
You know-
Even if such a clause exists, I don't see him doing that. I see him being loyal to the team perhaps up until the regulation changes, or maybe, the first season after the regulation changes, but like there's such a big shakeup in the sport coming, and I don't know. I see him being loyal to that. And I also could see that, at this stage of his career and what he's accomplished, like maybe he doesn't go to another team. Maybe he just decides to walk away and focus on his, GT3 or his racing team, or, what it could be, or endurance, or, who knows. He may leave the sport altogether, but I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah, I want to see him stick around. I mean, hey, listen, all these great drivers, they didn't stick around with one team. Name a driver, and they've all moved around, right? Lewis obviously moved from McLaren to Mercedes, to Ferrari now, right? Fernando Alonso moving around from Renault to Ferrari, et cetera, et cetera. Michael Schumacher started out at Jordan and then moved to Ferrari and then went to Mercedes, and then Ayrton Senna moved from McLaren to Williams, and Prost moved from Ferrari to Williams, and so all these drivers, they never stick around with one team.
Sebastian Vettel moved. Yeah, it's just the nature of the sport.
So yeah, it would not shock me to see him move, especially as the regulation changes. Where to, I don't know. It would be funny. It would be funny to try and see Max in an Aston and try and get that shit boxed.
Yeah, it's whatever's going on over there right now is capital B bad. We'll see what Papa Nui
They spend
has
so
put
much
up
damn
over
money.
there,
Didn't they just spend a crap ton of money on like a brand new facility and all this investment in bringing in Nui and
maybe it's geared toward next year, and they're getting a Honda engine next year, which should be good too. I know Max likes Honda and their partnership, so I don't know.
Right.
That would be. I also don't foresee one of two options existing, which is that Alonso leaves. I don't see that happening, and as much as he could, and that would be well within his rights. He's accomplished enough, and as long as Lawrence Stroll is financing the team,
Lance isn't going anywhere.
Lance isn't going anywhere. Yeah, like I just don't see a vacancy occurring where that would take place, unless we're talking a couple years from now when Alonso inevitably retires. But in that same time frame, Lewis might step away from the sport. Other drivers are going to change teams and change hands, and there's going to be a lot more openings available. You know, where do you go?
Yeah.
What do you think? We're
Yeah.
adding another team next year.
Or Cadillac, baby. Can you imagine a scenario in which Cadillac comes in and their owners are rich with cash? They that group that is the main piece behind that has like are seemingly gazillionaires and they own basically they own
the
other sporting organizations that they're involved. Max, get I'm sorry right now. Put Max in the American team. Put him in Cadillac for 2026. Let's go. On the worst car in the grid, probably, and very likely.
You know what I kind of want to see? I kind of want to see a Checo and Pato Award reunion at Cadillac. The Mexican drivers.
Yeah.
They would make so much money if they did that. They would make so much money.
Yes. I don't. No, yeah. Pato has his super license because he's able to test the car in practice. So yeah, he's got that. That'd be cool. I don't know. But Pato, here's the thing. Pato's McLaren though, so Pato wouldn't leave. I don't think Pato would leave the McLaren. They would have to buy him out or whatever.
Driver academy or whatever it is. Yeah, but Checo's
that would be tough.
Logan Sargent, Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah, Checo seems to be the leader in the clubhouse for one of those Cadillac seats, and then the other is up in the air at the moment. Mm-hmm. I don't know because right now Colton Herta's kind of struggling in the first couple races of IndyCar. Hasn't been that great. Started on the front row at Long Beach and finished I think he finished 6th or 7th or something. So did not have a good race. So
it's early.
And he's outside. Yep. He's outside of where he needs to be to get that super license.
Yeah.
All right.
Lots of questions.
1 hour and 26 minutes. 1 hour and 26 minutes in.
Episode?
No, I don't think so. One last thing, because I teased at the beginning about being stupid with my bank account. We are recording on tax day. I just said goodbye to so much money. It's not really even funny. Just see ya. Off to nowhere. God knows where. Got to pay for those tariffs
Sending
somehow,
Katy Perry to the moon. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so, right? I made another poor financial decision today, and I bought Lucy Dacus tickets for September. So
yay.
I'll see you in September, Lucy.
That'll be a good show. I'm excited for you. I logged on and I saw those ticket prices and I saw what left my bank account today, and I was like, maybe not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, mother. And knowing what we have coming up and planned this summer, but to your credit, like you said, concerts are now being like a once a year treat instead of a multiple times a year, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. All Things Go put out their lineup today, and I feel so bad for the people that got suckered into buying $600 tickets for the weekend. I saw a TikTok, somebody posted this, they're like, I spent $600 on this. Like, oh my God. Lineup not as good as last year.
I think it's just DC, yeah. So New York isn't formally announced, but for the most part, it was the same both weekends. There were a couple of artist changes last year between DC and New York, but for all the people that ponied up a bunch of money, being like, it'll be Muna, it'll be Renee and Toa, it'll be Lucy Dacus, it'll be, just whatever. It'll be Claro, it'll be... Last year we had Hosier.
Yeah.
Not to slight Noah Khan. I love the dude, but it's like, oh, all right, I guess that's what we got.
Cool. Yeah. I was more interested in seeing the New York lineup anyway, because I'd much rather go to New York than DC personally. I don't know about you, but
yeah, it's like Baltimore, Maryland. It's like some outdoor festival space. Forest Hills is beautiful. You got to take the train a long way and transfer a bunch of times to get there, but it's nice. I've seen it from the outside. Yeah, still not going. Still not going.
Yeah, so we'll see what the lineup is like for DC or for New York. Sorry, Jesus. All right, we're an hour and a half into the show. We are an hour and a half into the show. One of our longest episodes ever. So thank you. So again, put us on 1.5 speed and you can just blow through everything.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah. Follow us at OHOBC Pod on everywhere, including Twitch. Stay tuned, everybody. More to come. So we have so many games to play. We have so much on the docket. Going to be a busy summer.
We're going to be playing so much Overcooked and Played Up. It's going to be Hell's Kitchen in here. Tune in.
All right, everybody. Be gone.